Alright, hello everybody, this is Zaxter99. I want to go ahead and show you guys a little bit of basics on, I'm not a big pro gambler, but I did gamble a little bit in my Navy days at some casinos all over the world. And when you're losing real money, you actually learn real quick how to play a game like Blackjack 21. So I want to go ahead and show you guys a few of the tips that I've learned. Now this is just basic beginner tips because all the time I see people playing Blackjack 21, people that are older that should know better. You know, a lot of people make the mistake when they're playing Blackjack. I'm going to go ahead and bet something here. And so we're going to go ahead and bet here 100 of our dollars. And I've been doing pretty good. I think I started with like 500 or 1,000 or something like that. I know it was 1,000 at the most. And as you can see, I'm doing pretty good here. But we're going to go ahead and bet. And again, this is Blackjack 21. So we're going to go ahead and click deal. And as you can see, I got 19. I think anybody here knows what to do on 19. You don't want to hit. The chances are too high that you're going to, bust. So we are going to go ahead and don't even really need to look at the dealer's hand, even if he had an ace showing or whatever. Still, it would be dumb to hit. So we're going to go ahead and stand here. And we see that we won. So we're going to go ahead and take one of these back. And we're going to go ahead and keep dealing with 100 here. Don't get too greedy. Now, right here is one thing I want to show you guys. Right here, you see that we have 12. What you need to do, a lot of people are really going to hit here, and I may as well. But when you have a situation like this, don't just immediately jump to hit because chances are going to be pretty high that you're going to bust. You've got to assume two things here. You're going to assume that the chances are very high that if you hit, that next card is going to be a 10. And the reason you would do that is because there are 4 10s in a deck of cards, and there are also 4 jacks, 4 queens, 4 kings. All of those cards are worth 10 points. So you got 16 cards that are worth 10 points. So you have to assume as well that the dealer has a 10 under. You always want to assume that the dealer is showing a 10 or hiding a 10. That card that you can't see is a 10. So you got to assume he's 20 here. We got 12. We're going to go ahead and gamble. Now the thing I want you guys to understand here is you always want to look at the dealer's hand, or 90% of the time you want to look more at the dealer's hand than even your own. You want to look at the dealer's hand, you want to assume he actually has a 10 hidden and then play against that. Because the dealer in most of these casino games, they have to hit. It says, if you see the faded there, dealer must hit on 16 and stand on 17. So knowing that information, that's going to tell you what the dealer must do. The dealer must draw to 16 and stand on 17. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and assume he has a 10 there, and we're going to go ahead and hit and hope that it's not a 10 that we get. And it was. So that's what I'm saying. You want to always assume that if you draw another card, it's going to be a 10, and whatever the dealer had was a 10. So we're going to go ahead and rebet here. And now we're going to go ahead and deal. So right here, a 4 and a 5 against his 4. Again, remember what we're assuming here. We're assuming that hidden card is a 10. That means he's going to have 14 if he has a 10 there. And then he has to hit. He's very likely to bust just like we just did when he hits. So what I do, I have a 4 and a 5. Remember, we're going to assume that we're going to draw a 10. In this situation, we want to go ahead and double our bet, double our $100 bet, take one more card. That would give us a nice hand of a 19. And remember, it's going to be very likely that the dealer is going to bust as well, which would mean we would win by default. So we want to go ahead and take one more card. Now, when you double down, that means you're doubling your bet and you get one more card. That's it. So if it's a 2 or whatever, we can't take another card. We're going to go ahead and do that though, and we're going to go ahead and double down. And as you can see, we got 19, and sure enough, he busted. I believe he busted there. So we did good there. This is how you actually win money at Blackjack 21. You always want to play the dealer's hand. A lot of people, when they play Blackjack 21, don't even look at the dealer's hand. And this can be extremely frustrating when you're playing for real money in a real casino, and you have an idiot beside you not even looking at the dealer's hand and not even using common sense to play, because if somebody else is playing against the same dealer you are in a casino, they can screw you by not playing this way. They can hose you up and be taking cards and be hitting when they shouldn't be hitting. When the dealer's showing a 4 or a 5 or whatever, the dealer's probably going to bust, and they're taking a card on like 14 or whatever and busting themselves, and they're taking that 10 that you actually need. Man, people not playing blackjack correctly, not using their brains, can be a frustrating experience. But I'm not even worried about that. I'm not going to be playing, blackjack in a casino with you. My gambling days are way over. What I'm trying to do is give you guys a few pointers on how to play blackjack and have a lot better luck. Always play the dealer's hand and always assume that card is a 10. Now, sometimes you'll kind of have a feeling, you'll have a hunch or whatever, and you can go with those, and go by experience. But for the most part, if you play against the dealer, assuming that he has that 10, and always know that he has to hit on 16 or less and stay on 17, you're going to win yourself a lot more hands. We're going to go ahead and put this into play again. Here, buy insurance. For the most part, I believe it's kind of a ripoff to buy insurance. But if you really have a feeling that he has a 10 under there, like I just said, assuming he always has a 10, you can buy insurance. I usually don't. And as you can see, I would have wasted $50 more had I bought insurance. He does not have a 10 in there. He does not have 21. So we were right. For the most part, buying insurance is probably going to be, it's going to cost you more than you'll ever win. But here we have 18. We know he doesn't have a 10 under there. If he did, he would have 12. But we're going to go ahead and stick with 18. The chances are just too high that if we hit, we're going to bust. So we're going to go ahead and stand here. And he busted. So again, we're a winner. We're going to go ahead and deal again. And again, we have 12. He has a 10 showing. We assume he has a 10 under there. He has 20. We have to go for it here. We're going to go ahead and hit and hope we don't get that 10. But we did. We busted. And that was a situation where he only had 14. He had a 4 under the card. We should have stayed. He would have hit and probably busted. He would have got that same jack and he would have busted. But if you play by the rules I'm talking about here, you're going to win more times than not. Dealer shuffling. Now we got a 10 again against this 4. This is another time we want to double down. This is going to be a situation we're going to assume he's going to bust. He has a 10 there. He's going to have to hit. He's likely to bust. And we got a nice 10 showing. If we take one, if we get a 10, we're going to have 20. So we're definitely going to double down on this. And I don't know what happened there, but I think nope, he won somehow. I guess he had 21 or something. I didn't see that. All right, we're going to go ahead and deal here again. All right. So we have 18 against this 4. We're definitely going to stand here. And he has 18. He kind of got lucky on that one. We're going to go ahead and deal. So nobody won that one. It was a draw. We have 19 against this 21. We lost immediately. We didn't even have a chance on that one. And we're going to go ahead and re-bet. If you want to buy insurance, I'm going to go ahead and go with a hunch and say yes this time. I have a feeling he's got a 10 this time, just because he didn't the last time. And no, I just wasted my money. I put 150 in. Now he doesn't have a 10 there. We have 20. We're definitely not going to hit on that. We're going to go ahead and stand here. And he had 18, we had 20, we won. But we did lose our insurance money on that. We're going to go ahead and deal again. 15 against a 6. This is a situation where a lot of people, this is exactly the situation I'm talking about, where a lot of people are going to hit here thinking, oh my God, I only got 15. They're not even going to look and consider that he probably has 16. He's probably going to hit and bust. So we're going to go ahead and stand here and hope I'm right and hope that he busts here. We're standing with 15. Well, that was a situation where, again, he got lucky. He had an ace under there rather than a 10, but more times than not, you will win playing it by the dealer before you actually play your own hand. Deal, we have 17 against a 7. We're going to assume he has 17 as well. chances are too high that we're going to bust if we take one, so we're going to go ahead and stand here. And he busted. So that's a situation where we did good by sticking with what we had, even though he had a 7 showing. 13 against his 3. Again, we don't want to bust here. We're going to assume if we take one, we're going to get that 10. We're going to assume he has that 10 under there and he gets another 10. He's going to bust. We're going to assume that's what it is. Even though we have 13, a lot of people will hit here. And you may be lucky and you may get some of these right. But playing the odds are to go ahead and stand in this situation, even though we only have 13. And again, he busted. We won. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's exactly how I'm winning money, even on this Blackjack 21 game. So hopefully this helps somebody out. Another thing too with, a lot of people go a splitting when you get like 2 of the same one, 2 9s or whatever, 2 10s. You can actually split your deck, and that means you have to basically double your money down again, and then you play each one of those separately. So that's a good thing to do. Again, you want to play the dealer's hand. However, like in this situation, let's assume that we had 2 9s. You pretty much never want to split if you have 2 10s, like if you have a king and a jack. You always want to go ahead and stick with that. But if I did have 2 8s or 2 9s against his 5, again, we're going to assume he has that 10, he's going to bust. So that means we can likely double our money. So if we have 2 9s or 2 8s here showing, I wouldn't go with 2 7s, but 2 8s, 2 9s, maybe 2 7s, we're going to go ahead and split. And that means we double our bet, and then we play each of those, let's say 8s separately. We're going to assume, again, we get 10 on each one. We're probably going to get a high deal on each one, and we can take more than one card on each stack when we split. So in that situation, 7s, 8s, or 9s is something you probably want to split on, but again, it has to depend on what the dealer has. If the dealer is showing a 10 or an ace, you definitely don't want to be splitting anything if the dealer is showing a good hand. So let's say the dealer is showing an 8. Well, if I had 2 7s, I definitely don't want to split that because I'm going to assume he has 18, and I'm likely going to get 17s. Something I don't want to hit on, something that's not going to win. So you have to play the dealer's hand. This is all in his situation, a situation where it looks like he's going to bust. But again, this is also if I had 2 of the same ones, like 2 7s, 8s, or 9s against his 5, I would split those, and I might win 2 or 3 times my money against his. So hopefully this helps somebody out. Use your head. Remember, the biggest thing to remember is to play the dealer's hand. In this situation, you're going to assume he's going to have a 10 there, and he's going to bust. Even if he has a 3 or a 6 or whatever, he has to hit by the rules. And if you take that into your calculations and you consider what the dealer has, it's going to help you win a lot more at Blackjack. Be sure you let me know what you guys think of this video. This has been Zaxter99. Hopefully I've helped somebody out win some money on their Blackjack computer games, phone games, whatever. Or maybe I've helped somebody actually win some money in the big casino. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxter99. Also, I want to go ahead and let you guys know I am taking no responsibility for you guys taking my advice in this video and going and losing your ass in a casino. That's all on you. I'm just trying to help you out. So take care, everybody. This has been Zaxter99. We'll see you in the next one.